Oh yeah, party people. Jason Gully here, representing Tacos and Turntables podcast with my man Vicious V. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast. We got a lot of cool old school artists coming in with different topics. You know, taking you back in the day with behind the scenes of some of the freestyle movement, as well as hip hop and old school. We also offer merch on the Tacos and Turntables site, just like this shirt right here, keeping it old school. That's what we are. So that's what we're representing. Stay tuned into the podcast. You know, towards the end, we're going to be doing contests and drop giveaways and stuff like that, and show you where you can get the drops, where you can get the merch, and upcoming stuff that we're doing with the podcast.
So then we transitioned into Wild 94.9, obviously with the Doghouse, and then tell me about how right before you went to Vegas and the whole Doghouse thing, how that kind of like, I guess it changed. I honestly don't know what happened, but just in your own words.
I'll tell you why I got fired. No, I got fired from Doghouse. That's what happened. And it was my fault. It wasn't anybody else's fault. It was because I was late all the time. And I tried to fix it and I tried to fix it. And it just, I was late all the time and they got kind of fed up with it. And so did Michael. And I was blindsided. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I just walked in I got a call the night before from Hollywood and he goes, can you come in at 10 tomorrow? I was like, wait a minute, the show starts at 5:30. And he goes, yeah, we need you to come in at 10. And I kind of knew right there. I said, I'm fired. That you're going to let me go. And as soon as I walked in there, I walked into Michael's office and he goes, you know why you're here. He goes, I need your building pass. I need this, I need that. And I was like, bam, it just hit me. And I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do?
So we're both in the same club, bro, because I've had the privilege of being fired by Michael also, just so you know.
So it's like a badge of honor.
It's a badge of honor, but you know what? Then he rehired me later on, a few years later. So it's almost like water under the bridge. No hard feelings, bro. But
things happen for a reason. I don't blame him. I was the one that was late. He didn't fire me for no reason. He fired me because I was late all the time. So that's why it happened. No, and that's what I try to teach, my daughter, try to teach her, it doesn't matter how good you are at something. If you're not on time, you don't have you're tardy, you're going to be looked at for being tardy instead of how good you are.
How good you work, how hard you work, everything else that you bring to the table when you're at the job, right? So that's kind of important. Right. And I agree with you 100%, like I said, and much props to Michael, because all this time, obviously he believed in us also, you know what I mean?
Right. He let it slide for a long time before he let me go. And he's a nice guy for turning a blind eye all the time. But I think he just got fed up with it. And I was like,
that makes sense, man. So after the Doghouse, man, I know things weren't looking too good probably. And how did you transition? How did that end up happening? How did it work? I'm sure it was hard times, but again, people could take lessons from this because you're doing, I don't know if you're DJing every freaking night now. So basically you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not doing that mix show, so obviously
after Doghouse, nobody would hire me anymore because I wasn't on the radio. So that was a big part of me getting gigs, was me being able to say on the show, I'm going to be at this club tonight. I'm going to be at that club tonight. I'm going to be there. That was my promotions. And I was good. I was able to fill out a club pretty well, just on my own. When the Doghouse was there, there's a line going around the building and cause a traffic jam. But when I was by myself, I was able to do okay. I was able to get some people there, like fill it up pretty good. So when that went away also. Nobody wanted to hire me. The same clubs were like, I couldn't get a call back from anybody. And I was maybe playing out maybe once, twice a month, maybe if I was lucky, for about a third of the money. It was like, I just wasn't making any money, wasn't able to make a living off it. And I thought, there's one point where I thought, okay, maybe it's just over. Maybe it's just done. I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I went and got, a regular job because I think Jazz was about maybe 4 or 5 then. I'm like, well, I have a daughter I got to take care of. I need an income. I can't just not work and hope the dream still comes. Someone else picks up on the dream that I have for myself. But so I went and got a regular job and just worked a regular job for a while and just had that income going so I could take care of her. And then just wasn't getting booked. I didn't know what to do. And actually it was you who came back from Vegas and called me up. Do you remember that?
I remember because I had just come back.
You had come back from Vegas and you called me up and you said, Greg, I just got back from Vegas. That's where you need to be. You said, I don't know if that's verbatim, but it was it's something very similar to that. You said you need to be in Vegas. That's where you need to be.
Well, dude, I mean, I mean, you're such a DJ, bro, like from the heart, like you love it. And it shows in your style, how you mix and everything. And I was thinking at the time, like, man, you know, like.
That wasn't even on my radar though. I wasn't even thinking of Vegas. I was thinking, what can I do here? Or is it just done? I didn't.
Just the style that you're always very versatile too, because, and this is why I said that at the time, just so you know, obviously, you know, we've always been friends for many, many years. So I wanted to hopefully help out. But at the same time, I knew that you played a lot of dope old school. You played a lot of dope dance. You could play hip hop. You could play anything. You would actually switch it up. You were able to like transition between stuff just seamlessly. And that's one of the skills that it's kind of hard to develop. And that was part of my thinking. I was like, dude, in Vegas, they're open 7 nights a week. So if you're a DJ in Vegas, you don't just work Friday and Saturday, maybe even Thursday. Right. You might be working a pool Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you might have Sunday off, maybe not. So that was kind of my thinking, you know? So yeah, I'm glad that it worked out. So what happened?
No, it did work. That's what sparked the whole Vegas thing. Was you knew Dre, who lived here, and I didn't know anybody in Vegas. You introduced me to Dre, and Dre called me up and we spoke and we set up a guest. They used to do guest DJs at Rain on Thursdays. So he booked me for that. And the first time I did it, Dre wasn't even here. And he left me the key to his house. He hid it somewhere.
Much props to DJ Dre, man.
He's such a God. Dude. Dre is a lifesaver. He was the nicest person, even though I had never met him before. He let me stay at his house. And then R.O.B, who was the DJ R.O.B, who was the program director for the Palms, for all those nightclubs, he came and picked me up and drove me to the club and then dropped me off on the way back. And after we did that about 3 times over the course of about 6 months. And on the 3rd time, R.O.B told me, I could use a guy like you here. I said, okay, well, you give me a gig and I'll move here. And he goes, no, it doesn't work that way. He goes, you move here first. Then I'll give you, to show me that you're serious, and then I'll give you the gig. So it took a little bit of planning. The place, I didn't want to not have a job, so the place that I was working, you could transfer to Vegas. So I waited for the opening to transfer. And it was like a few months after that I transferred to that job here. And then I told R.O.B, I go, look, I'm here. It was a big move too, because I had to, move away from my daughter and all that. So, it was a whole new vibe and scene that I had no idea what it was. I had to relearn. You had to go from, if I was in the Bay Area and I knew everything, you had to go start from the bottom. You had to relearn a new market, relearn the tourist market, relearn playing for people that aren't locals, that are just coming here from all over the world. It's just a totally different thing to learn. So I, come in here, walking in here thinking I'm good. And then I play and I'm like, see these guys play. I'm like, oh shit, I got a lot to learn. I'm not just a DJ playing songs. These guys are performing. These guys are on the mic. There's special effects. These guys are like performance DJs. It's a whole thing that we didn't really do back there. We did it a little bit, but not like they do it. So I had to relearn this whole market. And then I just made the move. And then I worked the regular job I had for a little bit, for about 6 months. And then R.O.B put me to work. He put me at Ghost Bar, and then he started putting me out at the pool Friday and Saturdays for Rain to get the overflow. And it just kind of, after a while, I was making enough money. I quit the regular job and just kept going with the DJ. And then shifts opened up. Another nightclub opened up. Hollywood, that was here, DJ Hollywood, he went over to Pure. So they gave me his spot at Rain. And then they opened up a new tower with Moon and the two more clubs. So you let us pick, we working 4 or 5 nights a week now. Like that's after about 1.5 years, 2 years.
That's crazy, bro. But you know what? Again, like going back to your perseverance, your work ethic, You know what I mean? Like not taking things for granted, working your ass off, because I'm sure that was tough. When you're working a day job and then you're DJing, that's tough because it takes a lot out of you. So, but you persevered through all of it, and you kept fighting and fighting. Obviously, you're thinking about jazz and just her well-being in the meantime. But that's really tough, man. And also taking Rob's word, right? Saying, hey, you moved to Vegas first. That's a big ballsy move because
he had a bunch of people telling him, oh, you give me a gig here, I'll move here. He's like, I've heard that a million times. He goes, and then nobody moves here. He goes, so you move here first and then I'll do it. And I'm like,
he wanted you to have a serious commitment, like
right.
If you're about it, then I'm gonna take care of you, but you got to do this first. And that, again, you're taking him at his word. You didn't just, there was no contract. There's nothing written in stone where it's like, this is what's gonna happen. It wasn't like that. And
I wasn't even sure if I'd get a gig when I moved here. I wasn't sure, but
it's like I got my turntables, I got my
I brought what I could fit in the car, clothes, records at the time. Like I squeezed. I had like one suitcase, and the rest was just records and equipment and shit.
That's funny. Your buddies, the records, man. So tell me, okay, so that's how you got started, and then just gigs started popping up. Obviously, you were killing it, because they're not going to give you new gigs unless you're killing it. You're freaking doing a great job wherever you're DJing. New spots are opening up, and then and you've been there how long now? And what are you working on now? Because I know you've been there for a few years.
2004. It's been a while.
Oh, okay.
Been that long, man. 2004. But just trying to maintain the same work ethic. Just try to put your all into it. I try to put my all into every night that I DJ or every place that I DJ. Whether it's a lounge or some huge nightclub, I put the same amount of effort and the same amount of work into it. Because I feel like these people are paying me for a service. I got to give them their money's worth. So, if I play Thursdays at Foundation Room and it's 200 people, I give that the same time as attention as I play at Marquee, where it's 2,000 people. I give it the same amount of effort, and I take it as seriously as I can. I don't blow it off because it's not, some huge nightclub, or it's, just a smaller lounge, but still, some of the times the smaller lounges are harder to do because there's no effects, there's no this and that. It's just music and people, and that's it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's harder. Because
it's very much harder.
It's like everything matters, every little thing matters, in those smaller
You're one
places.
song away from clearing out the whole room.
Exactly. Yeah,
be careful.
It's very tough.
Program it properly.
Yeah, no, man. So let me ask you, Greg. So we talked a lot about just, from the beginning, you're just grinding and getting into DJing is something you love. And I think you're at the height of it now, where you're killing it, killing all these lounges, clubs, friggin' bars, pools, all the stuff that you're doing. What's some advice that you can give some up and coming DJs, or even just DJs in general, that are DJing and maybe they're trying to get more gigs, or maybe they're kind of in a rough spot, whatever. What's some advice that you could give them as far as your career so far and what they could do to maybe improve, or
I would say hang around in the right circles. That's important for other people in the community to also like you and respect you. Like, I hope I've gained the respect from other DJs and other people in the nightlife community. You got to be a part of that. You can't just think, you have to earn it. You can't just walk in thinking you deserve something. You have to earn it. And even if that means starting at the bottom with low pay and working your way up as far as the venue or pay or anything, you have to earn it. You have to start at the bottom and work your way up. Anywhere. Don't go in there walking in someplace thinking you earn it and you're entitled and you deserve it because you think you're the shit. So I'm telling you, any DJ who thinks there's a shit, there's someone way better. Always, anywhere you go, there's always somebody that's could wipe the floor with you. So just be humble about it, be cool about it, and just get in the right way. Get in from hard work, playing good, being nice to your customers. Don't be a dick. I've seen DJs that just be assholes to the customers. I'm like, oh, why are you doing that? These are people that came to see you. You should be cool to them.
They're paying you, right? Indirectly.
They're paying, yeah. If the people weren't here, we wouldn't get paid. So
exactly. Nice. That's kind of how I always look at it. Like, even indirectly, they're paying that spot, that venue, and then they're paying you. So without the people, there's no DJ. So
right,
you have to kind of like, cool. I understand some people like certain type of music or certain songs, or sometimes it's ridiculous requests. Like, you just played a song and they come and ask you to play it. and you tell them I just played it, and they're like, dude, I wasn't here.
There's a nice way to say it. There's a nice way to tell people no, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely.
There's a good way to say it. And if you say it with a smile on your face or kind of joke around with them, then they take it a little easier. Go, oh, okay, you already played it. Or, you know, there's a way to handle it. If you walk around being a dick, I think people they're not going to take you seriously. You're not going to get to the point where they're going to hear you DJ because they already think you're a dick.
Yeah.
Just be cool to people. I would say be nice to people, work on your craft.
That's good advice, man. So tell me about, I know you remix and stuff, and you produce, you have some projects under your belt. Tell me about that. And then also, you know, where people can find you. Of course, you're in Vegas, but if they want to check you out, they can go to your website, right?
Website, Instagram, at DJ Greg Lopez. I post everything up weekly and monthly of where I'm going to be playing.
Okay. Dope.
As far as remixes, when I play out, sometimes if there isn't something, like if I really want something and there's no one out there that made it, I'll make it. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if there's something that,
like I could make this, or you think of an idea and you're like, I could work.
If I put these 3 items together, it'll work really well, but no one's done it yet. So I'll just do it. Or I'll, you know, like I made the No Bad Bunny track, and it's so funny that everyone thinks that I hate Bad Bunny, but I don't. It's just the way people request it is kind of annoying. So I'm poking fun at that. I don't hate Bad Bunny.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I get messages once in a while. Bad Bunny's really good and he makes good music. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. It's not what I'm talking about. They're just poking fun at the way people, you know, shove their phone in your face. And
I think people misunderstand that whole.
They
whole
totally misunderstand. It was just a joke. It wasn't even.
Yeah,
I didn't take it seriously. I just made it one day. It took me like 4 hours to make it, and I'm like, oh, this is fun.
If there's one thing that people might not know about Greg, unless you know him, he likes to joke around a lot. So
I like to bust people's balls, man. It's fun.
We've always had fun joking around. So that's one thing. He's just poking fun at the people putting their phone in your face when you're DJing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's not anything against the artist, I'm sure.
No. Definitely not.
Talented.
But there's no way.
Yeah, no.
So give a shit about what I did.
So Greg, man, one kind of final question, bro. So obviously let me tell you, so the podcast is called Tacos and Turntables. And the reason being is those are 2 things that just to me naturally go well together, meaning like everybody loves tacos.
Yeah.
And then the turntables represent the music that we all love. You spin on turntables, CDJs, whatever you spin on, but it keeps turning. The world keeps turning just like turntables. And to me, it's just instead of getting into negativity and all that, the whole concept is tacos and turntables. 2 good things that everybody loves, music and tacos. So let me ask you about the tacos, your favorite taco spot or the best tacos you've ever had?
I would say there's 2 go-to taco places in Vegas. Tacos El Gordo. That's a big one. That place is open, like line around the block. It's so good. And Taco y Taco. There's 2 of my favorite spots. And they're like real street tacos, there's other places that have tacos, but these places got the. No, that's the real shit.
I totally down with that. I'm gonna actually post. I'm gonna look them up, and I'm gonna post underneath the video, and make sure that everybody checks those out. If you're in Vegas, those 2 spots that Greg mentioned. So, Greg, man, thank you very much for giving me the time. For the podcast.
Everyone, and also people that are watching or listening, if they in Vegas, hit me up. Marquee, I play at Marquee, Tao, Marquee Day Club, Tao Beach. I just started playing there. Foundation Room. There's a few different spots that I play. So if you guys are ever in town, you want to come by, hit me up on Instagram. I answer everybody. Anybody that messages me, I answer them as fast as I can.
But give them socials so they can hit people up
all the time. At DJ Greg Lopez. And I answer everybody. Just DM me. I'll answer.
You got it. Greg's always been very kind as far as, guest lists and whatnot. He's got access to wherever he's playing. So make sure you check him out. Everybody that's watching, of course, you should subscribe. We're going to have a lot of big things coming up. We're going to start doing some DJ drops, some giveaways, some cool stuff. Obviously, we also got merch. I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. If you guys want to check it out, there's going to be links down below. And Greg, man, thank you again for blessing us with your time and letting us know how it all started and what you're doing now. I'm really excited I got a chance to talk to you. We got to catch up in person soon.
Yeah.
And please
Thank
say,
you. It was an honor that you even asked. Thank you. I really appreciate you.
Oh man, you're very welcome, bro.
asking me to be on.
I think we're cut from the same cloth, bro. We work very hard and we love DJing, and it's just something that I think it's in our blood, somehow. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely.
No.
That's it right there.
I really think so. In fact, I'm actually kind of working on a few things myself, and we'll see how that turns out. But it's not about that right now. Thanks again, man, and we'll be talking soon. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks everybody
appreciate
for
it.
checking it out.
Thank you, bro.
Make sure you check out the links on YouTube. We got links to the shop for the One Stop DJ shop, which is what I represent. We got links to good tacos. We got links for mix show drops. So yeah, just check it out. And also, most importantly from you guys, this is what we need. We need you guys to do this. We need you guys to hit subscribe and hit the bell. So hit subscribe helps us grow the channel. You hit the bell, this sends you an email when we put up a new podcast. So it gives you a heads up, so that way you can go in there and check it out and get the information that we're giving behind the scenes, like with artists that we're interviewing. So yeah, tacos and turntables. It's me, Jason Gully, and Vicious V.